What is poppin'? This is ShanGO Ray, aka Real Deal Ray, your intuition's mouthpiece. Wednesday monkey mind wants to transform your day into shit. Okay? So, this is the first Shangodiac of 2019 for all my Aquarius is out there. That's right, the Aquarius. Whose age we are in right now, the age of Aquarius, the water bearers, the bringers of knowledge and wisdom, right? Quite an interesting little spread we have here. My Aquarian friend, okay? So, like, share, subscribe, and thrive. Like, and then you're going to share, then you're going to subscribe, then you're going to thrive in that particular order, all right? Like, share, subscribe, and thrive. Lick the fuck out that like button, all right? Make it look like it's hitchhiking, you know. I'm going that way, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. All right. Without further ado, though, let's get into the reading. So, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna look at where you're coming from, where you at, and what's coming towards you. All right. So, first and foremost, let's start here. Okay. 5 of clubs. Now, I may be taking my time sometimes with each card. I might pause. I might this and that because I'm getting the fucking signal. Okay, I'm getting the signal. All right, as opposed to just rattling off. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. So one of the first things that they're speaking to me about through this card is I'm feeling where we're coming from. Anyways, where we're coming from, I feel like this was kind of a time of maybe some arguing too. You know, I feel like some aggressive communication. All right, some aggressive communication. Just a momento. All right. What else? Yeah, some aggressive communication. A feeling like you're ready to move on to something else too. So there's a little bit of restlessness here also as far as like your communication was concerned. You might have been a little bit more erratic in the past, you know, as far as like what you said. Sometimes you just have a slip of a tongue and just, you know, say some shit. I know you. I know. Usually you cool, you know, but every night you just gonna come out with some, like, you know, why'd you cut me like that? You know, there was instances like that too. You know, you were feeling a lot more erratic sometimes, you know, as far as just with what you wanted to say. Sometimes you didn't even really consciously know what you wanted to say, and you was just like, you know, and that would just be it, okay? But like I said, there is also the moving, the completion also. Some of you were coming out of a situation where you're completing a particular job. And when I say completing, that could just mean like, let's say the job ends or you lose the job, but it's not so much that you lost it. It was just like, you know, in your heart of hearts, like, I was done with that shit. So it's not like, this card is not reversed. So it's not like, you know, you're holding on for dear fucking life and you're like, oh no, I don't want to lose it. What am I going to do? Nah, you were ready. So however that took shape and manifested for you, you were ready for it. You know, you were definitely ready for it. And as above, so below. So if you're watching this, I'm just, you know, I feel like many of you are maybe a little bit ahead of the cut as far as just on your own spiritual path. You're not so automaton. You're not so robotic. Like, you are thinking, you are, you know, on your path. However, whatever the fuck that means for you as far as your own personal, you know, unfolding, expanding, you know. And like I said, though, this was the end of something, the end of a work. Also, yeah, I definitely really feel also, though, for a few of you, it was like, for whatever reason, a job ended. Whether it was just like the job was only supposed to be for so long and you completed it, or, you know, either you quit or, you know, whatever the case is, but it was done. It was just done. It was, that chapter is over with. The next book, you know what I'm saying? Just give me a second here, all right? Give me a second. Just give me a second. I think also this is coming through in a couple different ways here, okay? let's deal with it as far as spiritually. I feel like you want to, some of you Aquariuses want to actually live up to your motherfucking sign and actually want to be able to serve somebody or your fellow human, or there's just something you want to be able to offer or serve by way of your spirituality. Like you're ready to kind of kick it up. That's another thing with this nine is whatever chapter you are on as far as spiritually, that's done. You're going to something else. So uh, that's also why things were feeling like they were, looking like they were, sounding like they were, because that's what's going on. And that often reflects down and trickles down into three-dimensional form, which is called your life circumstances. Okay. They will always reveal, certain aspects of whatever is going on internally, emotionally, and spiritually with you. So, but having said that, this wanting to kick it up a notch, like I got so much to give. I would like, maybe you want to help people or help people help themselves, or in whatever way. Okay, doesn't mean you want to, be a spiritual guru or some shit like that, but like it's coming from your spirit is what I'm saying. So this also may be reflected physically in your physical brain as a change of career. Maybe you want to go into something more healthcare, or I don't know. So whatever the fuck it is, I don't know what it is for you exactly all the time. Okay. Now there was also some situations coming up that could also have involved a fire sign or a woman fire sign. Okay, for those of you who that does apply to. Okay, that's also kind of makes a little bit more sense as far as like the arguing or something like that, if that's also uh, relevant. Okay, um, in your situation, could have been a fire sign at the job too. That kind of hinged it off, or made it possible for you to be able to close that shit and just say like, I'm cool with that. I'm done. All right, I'm done. I'm done. Okay, so let's check on and see what's going on right now. Okay, so my first question to you is, if this applies to you, because it's going to instantly stick out like a turd in a punch bowl, all right? Like, who are you not talking with right now? You had a fallout or something, man. That's the second time this card then came up too. Last reading this shit came up too, okay? You had a fallout of some kind, and I think that somehow somebody done let you down. You were looking at them through rose-colored glasses, and the shit just kind of crashed. I'm not even saying that this is necessarily having to do with a romantic relationship, although of course it could, but it could. I do feel this strong current. Somebody, it was with a really close friend. It was with a really close friend. It's someone you actually kind of not, well, maybe looked up to, but somebody that you looked at admiringly. Okay. Hold on. And where do I start with this shit? Okay, but the other thing too is in some form of fashion, man, this is also something about yourself trying to get your attention by way of or in the disguise of this situation ship or this relationship, you know, and more specifically through the emotions that you felt within this, whatever this was that transpired, whatever this fallout was, whatever this was, whatever this was. I do also feel that somebody may have been maybe even more or less, I don't like to throw this word out, but maybe also kind of stalkerish. The emotion was more of an obsession. You know what I'm saying? Like an obsessive type. You might have found yourself kind of feeling more obsessive, even if it was just relegated to the thought realm where, like, all you did was think of this person, or you kept thinking about the situation or whatever, and or however that expressed itself. You know what I'm saying? But One thing I can definitely say, because you know these are your cards, so I have to look at it besides just maybe it showing me and them showing me what was kind of technically going on, but it's also really, really pulling, you know, pulling the drawers back, right, and letting me see under the hood, okay, as far as how you felt, all right, how you felt, because this is your shit, okay. So another thing about this whole situation kind of left you feeling like, well, to me, anyways, this 8 card is, it's communicating. I want to tell you this, okay? Look, if you made some mistakes, you made some mistakes, okay? You don't gotta feel stupid. Stop beating yourself up about it, because I do feel like some of you are like, fuck, man, like I played myself. I played myself. And maybe you did, in fact, make some mistakes. Maybe you did, in fact, make some mistakes. Hey, welcome to fucking humanity. You're gonna do some shit. You're gonna make mistakes. The greatest successes don't come from mistakes, though, okay? The greatest leaps and bounds in expansion, in learning about yourself, in becoming better, stronger, all that shit, come from mistakes, man. You know? So I feel like in some ways you feel like you played yourself. You went against yourself, okay? You may have even been sunned in this situation. Now, if you don't know slang, what sunned is, like, made to feel like almost maybe like somebody's bitch, okay, by way of maybe even a particular living situation, okay, or some situation where somebody had material leverage over you, be that money, be that a car, be that whatever, you know, and it was kind of like in the back of your mind while dealing with this person. Also, it was like, I don't want to, you know, lose access to this assistance, or, you know, I really need this ride to work from this person also in the daytime, my roommate, you know, I don't want to say this because whatever, I don't fucking know, all right? I don't know all the details. I don't gotta know. When the dots connect in your head, that's what fucking counts. It's not my job to know every single person's shit like that. I just channel what to say, how to say it, and it's like I give it out, and it's like when it connects between your motherfucking ears, that's what counts, because it counts for you, not me. You know, so yeah. So let's see what's going on now. Okay, now finance wise, and I hope that the majority of y'all are actually doing good, but some of you are going to be challenged through your finances. Okay, some of you are going to be challenged through your finances, or have a type of situation, or this little season where shit might get a little tricky financially. Okay, this is directing you back to yourself, looking at your beliefs of on what you believe is possible for you. Why do you believe it? Where did you get it? Is it still relevant today? And do you need to be keeping that? Okay, so there's also this going on here. Oh, you gotta be quicker. You gotta be quicker. Hold on now. What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say? First of all, I feel like one of you Aquarius is either going to become a father or you're going to make somebody a father, okay? On the flipper side of that, some of you guys are not dealing with daddy issues that have been coming up, that have been poking its little head out, you know what I'm saying? It's huge. It's a huge thing, but it's so deeply buried that you forget about it, you know, and you just keep going on moving. I mean, just keep moving on, moving on, moving on. But it's like every once in a while, it's like, you know what I'm saying? You did. So that's also coming through with this card. I'm just giving you the messages they come. Of course, not every single one of these applies to the same person, but that's why it's a general reading, because I gotta like pop, 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 you know, as best as I can in a short amount of time here, and we are running out of fucking time here. The other thing is, somebody, one of you, and you're going to know this. I'm not saying, if you don't know this, then just scratch the shit, okay? But one of you is also being called through with some of your ancestral lineage. It's time to tap into your ancestral lineage, especially like whether that be a grandfather, great, 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 or whatever, or even beyond, okay? Because it gets a lot deeper when working with ancestral energy than just, a couple, someone who was human. I'll put it to you like that, but we're not going to get into that here. And if you're not careful, okay, if you're not careful, your trajectory has kind of been altered in the past, okay, and even now it's being altered. And if you're not careful, you're looking at maybe a downgrade, okay, downgrade in living situations, downgrade in cash or finances, and a downgrade in how you start to see yourself on a more permanent basis. And that's the main fucking thing. What you know, who you know yourself to be. You know who you know yourself to be, because honestly, you got to determine that. You got to choose that, and you got to claim that. You got to declare that. You got to assert that. Okay? So, happy assing, baby. Peace.